Hello my lovelies. Today I'm going to do an October spread, and this is a transformation spread which will help us all learn what's happening in our lives just now. For this I am using Seasons of the Witch Oracle. It's a Samhain Oracle which I thought was very appropriate for October, so this should be telling us what sort of transformation and changes we can be looking forward to in the month ahead. So, let's get right into it. First of all, I just wanted to show you how beautiful these cards are. And I love this. They have a gorgeous red foiling around the outside, which just adds to the experience, I think. So, let's get started and lay out our cards. Let's read the cards. What transformations and changes does October hold for us all? Please let us know. What transformations can we look forward to? So, what's changing in my life right now? The Journey card. Well, that's an interesting one for transformations, isn't it? Because if you're going on a journey, you're changing where you're at the very least. And journeys usually take you to somewhere new, don't they? So this card says, daughters of our mothers, walkers of the unknown, take with you on this journey all that you own. So what is changing in your life just now? You've got to walk your path to find where you're meant to be. So that's what it's saying about with the journey. You've got to trust your process and learn from the past. So perhaps that is what is changing in your life just now. You're actually starting to feel trust in your instinct and what you've done to get to this. Doesn't matter if you make a mistake or a failure, don't see it as that. See it as part of the process that allows you to move on, because you learn, or you should learn, from your mistakes. So be mindful about what you're doing at the moment and be aware of the way that the spirit is speaking to you, because if you're not, then you might miss some clues about what is going to actually transform. Why is this happening? Seduction. This card says, hear the roaring flames with the masterful trance that calls upon heaving chest. Give in to its alluring grip, if you please, but heed my warning of the claws that draw blood without mercy. It's a bit grim, isn't it? So why is this happening? I think you are you're being seduced by something. It may come from a passion, but it can also be a manipulation. You've got to remember that what you do has consequences. So I think perhaps now you're going to be feeling the consequences of your actions, or it's to warn you of the consequences of your actions. I mean, while temptation feels good at the time, you've got to be aware of your own integrity. And if it feels wrong, then it probably is. Frog. What can I learn from this change? The frog cards. May the lily beneath your breasts allow you to drink from its healing waters. Be still, for there is serenity behind the drowning croaks. So this is asking, what can I learn from this change, the changes that you're going through? Well, with frogs, we've got to remember that frogs are really an amazing symbol of transformation. You know, they start as these little eggs and then they go into tadpoles, then they grow legs and become froglets and then onto frogs. So it's not just butterflies that are one of these things that go through a huge transformation. Frogs also do that. So if the frog is coming into your spread, your transformation is actually going to be coming soon. It's positive, but not completely dramatic. And you might not actually know that this is happening. It's very subtle. When you think of frogs and tadpoles, they change tiny, tiny amounts. It's not like a butterfly where the caterpillar goes into the cocoon and you see nothing, and then all of a sudden this amazing creature comes out. With frogs, it's subtle and slow, almost unnoticeable unless you've not seen them for a few days. So this is going to be a subtle transformation, I think. And you need to trust your higher self. You need to trust your instincts with this. Be patient. What obstacle will you face during these changes? Grief. Well, that's not really surprising when we're talking about this being a transformation reading. Grief is often part of transforming or changing. You know, you've got to leave something behind if you have a transformation happening, if you're moving forward in your journey. The words on this card are, "It is but a mere glimpse of nothingness hidden away deep within the chambers of your morning in the red clovers, birthing lost illusion." So when we're talking about this as a transformation and what obstacle you'll face from it, I think you're going to be concerned about making this change, moving forward in your grief and mourning what you've had in the past. Sometimes when you feel like you've failed, and it could be part of this seduction thing that you've allowed yourself to, perhaps you've allowed yourself to wander off your path. You know, you've been seduced by something else in your journey and you're feeling the grief from that. But this frog card is telling us that transformation is slow. So don't worry if you've moved away from where you wanted to be. You've still got opportunities ahead of you though. You know, I think your obstacle here is the fact that you think that you've perhaps let yourself down, you've taken a step off your path, but don't let that get in your way. So how can you deal with these changes? Potions and spells. And this card says, a pinch of this, a dash of that. Be sure you're sure before you call. How can you deal with this change? So how can I deal with this change? Well, potions and spells are generally about manifesting something. We think that magic is about things suddenly changing, but that is not the case. It's a subtle transformation that can happen, as this frog one has been telling us. And this is reminding you that you're in charge of your life. You can manifest what you want, so go for it. Go for it. You can change your life if you let go of the seduction and the grief that it has brought. You can move forward and do exactly what you want. And this is the outcome. And the card is Black Cat. And this card says, there is a curious journey into the depth of the unknown, hidden so deep that only the brave will gracefully return with light in their eyes and shadow leading them home. So remember, this is about the outcome. So I think you need to find your independence. If you think about cats, cats are very independent creatures. They don't need us. They like us to be there because they want affection when they feel like it. They want food when they want it. But they don't actually need us. So perhaps you need to think about that for yourself. See your bigger picture. Think about your independence. Trust your gut and what you're wanting. And you've got to remember to set some boundaries. Don't take on too much. It's fine to say no to people. And you can't give from what you don't have. So I think this is interesting for a transformation spread. We have got a journey ahead of us. So we're moving forward. We worry that we have been taken off our path and that our journey isn't going to happen. I think we've made a mistake here, or may be going to make a mistake this month. But this card is reminding us that transformations are not sudden and they don't happen all at once. They can happen very slowly over time, and you might not even be aware that they're going on. I think you're grieving what you've done, or what you feel you've done that's taken you away from your path, but that's okay. It's okay to feel sad when you're moving away from something and onto something new. It can be quite a difficult thing to do. This card is reminding you that you have the power within you to manifest whatever it is that you want to happen in your life. It is under your control. And this one is doubling down on that, the outcome. Think about yourself as an independent little cat. You're capable of doing whatever you want, whenever you want, and getting those around you to help you reach that goal. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading, friends. This is the first one for October. There'll also be a new moon, a full moon, and of course, we've got to do one at Samhain. So until we meet again, blessings.